Hey, what's with this shitty lunchbox? It tastes so salty, I can't even eat it. How dare you make the master eat such salty food? I'm sorry, Robert. My nose has been so clogged up since this morning that I couldn't even taste the food. My throat was sore and my fever was rising. I was dizzy when I made your lunch. You've got to be kidding me. You made such a mediocre lunchbox for your husband? I did my best to make this lunchbox. Hey, Robert. I'm sorry, but do you mind if I take the rest of the day off? I think if I lie down for a while, my fever will go down. Huh? A wife sleeping at home while the master works? Do you think such a thing is allowed? Of course it's not allowed. But I'm really sick. I can't do the cleaning or laundry today. I can't even cook anymore. Can't you just go out to eat somewhere tonight? Don't make excuses all the time. No matter how sick you are a housewife. How can you say you want to lie down and be lazy when you can make your living thanks to your husband? Lazy? I've got a fever and I'm in real pain. I promise I'll do my chores tomorrow if I take the day to rest today. So can I at least take the day off today? Don't you understand that I said no? I won't allow you to take it easy while the master works. Listen to me. No matter how much fever you have, don't skip work. Don't sleep. Don't rest. Do your chores. That's an order from the master. Via, as the mother of a son, I can't stand you anymore. How selfish of a wife you are. You're making a living thanks to my son. You should properly do your job as a housewife. What? Olivia, it's been a while. Why are you so angry? I'm so angry because of you, you know. Can't you understand that, you worthless wife? Huh? Me? I don't want to be a nagging mother-in-law. That's why I kept myself away from contacting you as much as possible. I've been quietly watching over my son and his wife for a long time. But ever since you married my son, you've been getting carried away. I can't stand your sloppiness anymore. What? My son Robert has told me about your terrible housework. He says you don't clean well, you don't do laundry, and I hear you cut corners on the cooking too. Me? And to top it all off, today's lunchbox. I heard you didn't cook anything and gave him a cup noodle. That's really unbelievable as a wife. Wait a minute. I didn't do that. I do my best to do the housework every day. Even today, I made a proper lunchbox. Well, I messed up today's lunch. But that was because I was sick. I never cut corners on the food either. I'm hearing from my son directly that you always cut corners and today you spent the whole day at home sleeping. What? You have no idea what it's like to be a housewife. A housewife always has to respect her husband. Robert is the reason you are able to make a living. If you don't understand that, you need my direct training as a wife. You don't even listen to anything I have to say. You only believe what Robert tells you. I understand if that's the way it is, I am fine with that. I'll take your wife training or whatever you want. Well, what a cocky attitude. What a cheeky wife. But please start the training after tomorrow, okay? I just checked my temperature and it's 40 degrees. It's getting hard for me to even type the messages. My head is also a bit fuzzy. Can I take a rest? What? It's 40 degrees. Oh my god, you've been that sick? If that's the case, you should have told me earlier. Didn't your son tell you? The reason I've been lying around all day is because I'm not feeling well.
What?
And yet I worked so hard to make his lunch. He said it tasted too strong, and yet in the end, if it was cup noodle, he ate them, didn't he? I wonder if he threw away my lunchbox.
You're kidding, right? You made his lunchbox while you were in such bad shape? I didn't hear anything about it, and he said you didn't even make it. That's why he had to buy cup noodles at a convenience store.
It seems you have heard a lot of stories that have been fabricated by him. But I'm sorry, I don't have the power to explain that to you right now. So let me contact you again.
Don't worry about contacting me. Your priority is to recover your health first.
What's going on with my son? That's not at all what I heard. Sophia, if there's anything you want me to buy, just let me know, okay? Robert is at work, so you can count on me. Hey, Robert, please let me in the house. How could you kick me out of the house so suddenly? Did I sleep badly?
Your cough has been annoying me all night. It's the middle of the night and you're coughing. The master can't sleep at all.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't help myself.
If you can't help yourself, stay outside. No matter how loud you cough, it won't bother anyone if you go outside.
What? Don't tell me that you want me to spend the whole night outside today. I'm not well. I have a fever of 40 degrees.
If you have a fever, you need to cool down. It's cold outside. It's good for you to cool down.
You're kidding.
I have work tomorrow. I've got an important meeting coming up, so I definitely can't take the day off. I wouldn't want to catch a cold from you. For the sake of your husband's health, you should stay out for the day.
I can't believe you're kicking your wife out of the house with this high fever. You don't even worry about me. You're terrible, Robert.
What's with that wife with a high fever? After all, when I came home, I found you had taken care of the house. You even made dinner for me. You just wanted to skip work because you had a fever, didn't you?
What?
Oh my God, what? It's so late, thanks to you. Well, I'm going to bed. I've got an early day tomorrow. Make sure you stay out all night and keep that fever down. Hey, Sophia, where are you? I hope you came back home. What? Seriously, your husband woke up early this morning to let you in. But you weren't there. Because of you, today's breakfast was bread from a convenience store.
Is that the first thing you say after leaving your wife outside all night? You don't worry about my health or apologize for yesterday.
Huh? Why would I apologize to you? Rather, it's you who should be apologizing. You disturbed the master's sleep with your noisy cough. And you disappeared this morning without making breakfast or lunch.
What?
And you should be thanking me. I'm sure you're feeling better now that I've kicked you out. Your fever's gone down, right? Don't you dare skip any more chores. You're my wife. Your wife is no longer here. What? Sophia is no longer your wife. I made her file for divorce. Now please leave her alone. What do you mean made her file the divorce? Who the hell are you? Are you a friend of Sophia who thinks you're a hero?
I'm her mother-in-law. I'm your mother.
Robert, what are you doing to your wife? What? Mom? Jesus Christ, I can't stop my anger since last night. Throwing someone out in the middle of the night with a fever of 40 degrees. How could you be such a monster? I didn't raise you that way. Wait. Why is Mom showing up? This is Sophia's phone.
Because I protected her last night. Sophia called me out of the blue. She said, "Please help me," and then the call went dead. I went to her house in a panic and found her lying outside, and my heart stopped.
Oh my God.
And the front door was locked. I also got to see the messages with you. That gave me a pretty good idea of what was going on, so I rushed her to the hospital right away. And I left the hospital this morning after they put her on an IV drip all night. Then I went to the city office and had them file the divorce papers.
Why would you file for divorce there? I appreciate that you came all the way out here in the middle of the night for my wife, but why did you have to divorce us there?
Because I thought it was for the girl's sake. I didn't do anything wrong.
For Sophia? Perhaps you're trying to train her to be a better wife. You're trying to teach her how to be grateful to me by divorcing. That's my mom. You should keep up the good work and train her even better. She's a horrible wife who can't take care of herself or the housework.
Huh? What's wrong with her? She does all the housework perfectly and has worked 365 days a year without a break. It's amazing she hasn't gotten sick.
What?
I filed for a divorce to get Sophia away from you. I was the one who believed your words completely. I gave you divorce papers before, remember? I told you to sign it so that you could serve it at any time. I never thought I'd use it this way.
What's going on, Mom? Are you mad at me or something?
I'm beyond angry. I'm disgusted. How could you ever fool me? You told me that she's a useless wife. Sophia's story is completely different.
What?
I was so worried about her yesterday that I ended up visiting her at home. And then she was having a fever, and she was frantically doing housework. I did all the daytime chores in a panic.
You did?
As a woman and a wife, I can't forgive you for what you've done. You abused a hardworking wife and lied to your mother. What the hell do you want?
Oh, calm down, Mom. This is different. I was doing it for Sophia's sake.
Huh?
I have a lot of respect for you. You always do your best to do things for your family, and you're my ideal mother and ideal wife. I wanted Sophia to be like that, so I was cold on her on purpose. I thought it would improve her housekeeping skills.
You don't have to do that. Sophia is perfect. I could tell just by visiting her house yesterday. I can see how she's always on top of her game.
No, she's a terrible cook. It's not as good as yours. Especially my favorite, fried chicken. I told her to make it as good as Mom's, but she couldn't.
Oh, you like my fried chicken so much. Then why didn't you say so? That's from a deep-fried food store near the house.
What? Fruit store? You bought them?
Yes, at first I was trying to make it in various ways. But one day, when I was sick, I served you a side dish from there. And you ate it more intensely than my fried chicken. You said, "I like this one the best." So I've served you their fried chicken every time since then.
What?
I just quickly refry it when I heat it up before dinner. I never cook any of it. And if you want, The hamburger curry you like is also a takeout from the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah?
I've realized that no matter how much time and effort I put into making something, whether my kids like it or not is another thing. So I gave up being the perfect housewife. It's more like giving up on housework.
But Sophia's food is all delicious except for the fried chicken. I haven't had takeout once since we've been married.
To throw such a devoted wife out of the house. I can't believe it. Well, I'm going to let her stay at home for a while to recover. And during that time, you're never to come back to the house.
Hey, Sophia. Where are you now? Come back to me.
Absolutely not. Thanks to Olivia, we're finally divorced. I don't want you to ruin my life again.
What the hell are you talking about? I was a little too cold to you, but I was providing for you as a husband.
What?
I'll change my attitude from now on, so please come back. You've recovered and you've moved out of my parents' house, right? I don't know where you are now, but please come back. I can't live without you.
You've been calling me useless for so long, and now you can't live without me.
Because I can't cook, clean, or do anything. I eat at convenience stores all the time, and my house is full of garbage. My laundry is wrinkled, and I don't have a shirt to wear to work tomorrow.
I'm not going to be your housekeeper anymore. If you want a housekeeper, you can pay to hire a professional. Or next time, get a super healthy wife who will keep you in shape for the rest of your life.
I mean, I understand that. But outsourcing is more expensive than I thought it would be. So I caught a girl on an app and brought her home. But when she saw how messy the house was, she instantly ran away. I can't even remarry.
You don't want to pay, but you want someone to do the housework. How can you be such a scumbag?
But you've been doing it for a long time. I'll help you as much as I can from now on. I'll even give you a little allowance if you want. I want you to come back. My parents have given up on me. I don't have anyone I can rely on.
What? Your parents gave up on you?
When I heard you moved out of my parents' house, I thought I'd finally get to go home, so I hurried over there. Then my mom and dad threw water on me. They told me,
I no longer recognize an embarrassing son like you. I don't want to see your face anymore. Oh, they must be so angry. Maybe I've told them too much about our marriage.
Please, Sophia, marry me again. I promise I'll take good care of you next time. I know it's hard for you to go from being a housewife to being independent.
Yes, it's tough, but it's fun, so I'm fine. Thanks to Olivia, I'm in perfect physical condition. I found a job and started working right away too. My boss there is very kind and handsome. I have a crush on him.
What? We've only been divorced for a month, and you're already flirting with another guy?
Women move on quickly. That's why I want you to leave me alone. You're already in my past. You're a piece of shit. I don't care what kind of life you lead.
Oh no.
Well then, take care. Use this opportunity to learn how to cook what you want by yourself. I never heard from my ex-husband Robert again. On the contrary, a few days later, the property division was transferred to my account. Perhaps Olivia had played some kind of a hand in this. She sometimes contacted me to ask how I was doing and contacted me with concern. If it had not been for my ex-husband's lies, I'm sure we would have gotten to know each other better. And Robert, after that, visited his parents' house many times, and each time he was thrown out after being doused with water. He finally started attending a housework class, and he told the instructor, "Why don't you do the chores in my house?" and was banned from the class. The incident was spread on social media that the whole country looked at him with disdain, as this is what happens to men who can't do housework.
Hey! Do you have any plans to go somewhere?
Not particularly. Why?
I haven't been able to go anywhere lately. I've been wanting to go somewhere. I've been asking around to the other moms, but no one will tell me anything.
Of course they won't tell you, Jessica.
What do you mean?
Because if they tell you about their outings, it will just ruin their plans.
What do you mean? That sounds like I'm annoying them. Don't say that, okay? I'm a little bit hurt by that.
Isn't that the truth, though? A few weeks ago, you crashed Mia's family vacation by tagging along. And they got angry with you. I heard that since then, you and Mia stopped talking to each other.
Yeah, I thought Mia was a nice person, but she turned out to be really cold. It was my birthday, and I just wanted to celebrate. And she was so terrible about it.
Isn't Mia's husband's birthday on the same day as yours? Since you and her husband don't have anything to do with each other, I think it's odd that he would tag along on their trip.
But they were going to Las Vegas, and it was such a fancy hotel. I had no choice but to tag along.
So you're saying you did tag along?
Anyways, the money I borrowed from them, I already returned it, so it's fine.
Of course, but in reality, you were planning to freeload of them, weren't you?
I thought it would be okay for me to just pay for the travel expenses.
Unbelievable. Is this how you piggyback on trips and freeload meals from the other moms? How many times have you done it?
I don't know. I can't count them individually.
You've done it more times than you can count, huh?
I wouldn't put it as tagging along. After all, going out with a big group is more fun, right? I'm just trying to make the most out of the outing and join in. It's just how I bring my warmth.
You're just being a nuisance. Don't do it. If you keep doing this, you're going to lose all your friends. In fact, even the other moms in your group have already given up on you.
That's terrible to say. I care about what you say, so don't say such things.
Then don't do something that will annoy other people, understood?
I didn't mean to bother them.
Jessica, even if you don't intend to, the people around you are still bothered.
Yeah. Don't get so preachy. So, Patricia, do you have any plans to go anywhere?
You're never satisfied, are you? Even if I do have plans, I won't tell you, Jessica.
That's not fair. I'm not asking to be pampered or anything. That's okay if you tell me.
But isn't that the whole point for you, Jessica? To be pampered?
Oh, you caught me.
Honestly? Well, anyway, I have to go prepare dinner now. I'll see you later.
I heard about the good news.
What is it? Are you trying to do something bad again?
I'm not going to tell you right now.
If you're trying to crash someone's trip again, don't do it.
No. This time, I thought we could celebrate together. I'm going with you.
Really? So you're going because you're invited?
Well, something like that.
You're acting awfully suspicious, aren't you? If it's anything suspicious, please stop it.
It's okay.
What's okay?
It's been a while since I've been to a fancy restaurant. I'm looking forward to it.
A fancy restaurant?
Yeah, since I have a big family, it's not often often we get to go to fancy restaurants, so I'm looking forward to it.
This time you're not going alone? You're bringing your family?
Sometimes I want to give my kids a good time too. My husband loves meat, so I thought it'd be good for all of them to come. And it's actually his birthday that day.
So, Jessica, you're going to celebrate with him?
Yeah, that's right. I'm such a good wife, aren't I?
Your husband will definitely be happy about that. It's good for you to do something nice every once in a while.
You're saying it like it's something rude. I have my family in mind too, you know. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm hoping my husband will be happy about the meal. I'm sure he will be happy. Thanks, Patricia.
What? I haven't done anything to deserve thanks.
Sorry, I was just talking to myself. Okay, I'll chat with you later. Hiya! Are you on your way to the restaurant now?
What?
We're sitting at the table in the fancy restaurant registered under the name Williams. My family will be dining with us. Thanks for already paying the bill in advance. Well, I'll go ahead and enjoy the meal. Bye now.
My last name's Johnson, not Williams.
What? Patricia? Isn't your last name Williams?
No. Who's Williams?
Wait a minute. Then, is this reservation for you? So you mean you didn't reserve this?
I mean, Jessica, where are you now? We're at the restaurant.
What? We're at a place called The Meat Shop.
It's the wrong restaurant.
I thought we were celebrating here.
How did you know it was that restaurant? Rather, who did you get your information from?
Your child at school was talking about going to a fancy restaurant and bragging about it. So I told my son to get more details and ordered him to investigate.
You couldn't get the information from the other moms. So you're using your kids now for intel? How scheming of you.
But my son said the mom group is going to the fanciest restaurant in the area.
Sure. My daughter said we're going to a fine dining restaurant. But she didn't say we were going to the fanciest restaurant in town.
What?
I'm sure your daughter exaggerated the story.
Lies. So Patricia, you're not going to this restaurant then?
No, I'm not. I mean, we can't afford such an expensive restaurant. The cheapest set meal there is almost $400, right? We have a lot of people, so we can't afford that kind of money.
When you say a lot of people, does that mean you're bringing your parents too?
Actually, we booked a table at a restaurant for my father-in-law's 60th birthday celebration. By the way, it's not at a restaurant called The Meat Shop. It's at a more reasonably priced shop called Gurie's.
That's a completely different restaurant name.
Are you sure you're okay?
What?
That reservation is for a person with the last name Williams, isn't it?
It was. You said your appointment was at 12. You're almost here, right? Please help.
How can I help you?
I think on behalf of this William person, they're asking me to pay the bill. I need to borrow some money. I ended up eating for 10 people, so maybe let me borrow $600. That should be enough.
Don't talk nonsense. There's no way I can lend you that much money.
Then what should I do?
Isn't your husband with you?
Yes. I was able to celebrate my husband's birthday today.
Then why don't you explain the situation to your husband and see what you both can do about it?
I can't. My in-laws are also with us today. I can't let them find out that I tried to steal the mom group's restaurant reservations. I can't let them find out.
Jessica, you brought this upon yourself. You don't have a choice. If you don't move quickly, the real Williams is going to show up.
Wait a minute. I heard a man arguing with the waitress at the entrance.
I think that might be the Williams person.
Oh my god, the guy is coming over here.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
Please help me.
I don't know. I've got a dinner party to go to. So, if you'll excuse me.
I've had a rough day. So, this Williams guy was a client at my husband's business. I had no idea.
What? Is your husband okay? Did it affect his work?
I managed to get them to forgive us by saying that I would pay. I said it was entirely my fault, and that they shouldn't blame my husband for the mistake.
That's good to hear.
But I had to pay the $700 in food we ate and the additional $700 in food we ordered on top. I ended up paying $1,400 for the meal. It's so bad.
$1,400? How are you going to pay for it? You don't have that kind of money, do you?
My in-laws put up the money. They said they would pay it over time, but they were very upset about it.
I'm glad it worked out, but it's so sad for your in-laws to have to pay so much money in one day.
It's sad for me. Afterwards, my husband and my in-laws chewed me out for an hour.
It's just a scolding. That's not so bad, right?
It's not just that. If I messed up again, they told me they were going to send me off to work in a faraway shop owned by a relative.
Honestly, I wish you'd be sent away to the shop run by your husband's relatives.
That's terrible! Terrible! That's what happened, and it's also your fault, Patricia.
Excuse me? It's not my fault.
Your last name is Johnson. Why didn't you tell me that?
No. You did it to yourself, Jessica. You just misunderstood. I never said my last name was Williams. I don't even remember saying that.
Because I only have your first name in my phone. I couldn't remember your last name. Next time, to avoid this, you should let the people around you know your last name.
I don't understand what you're talking about. There's no need for me to go out of my way to tell everyone my last name. Can you please stop saying weird stuff?
No! I've always been successful at it until now.
You're always causing trouble for other people. Isn't the punishment this time just karma? Haven't you learned your lesson yet?
I won't give up.
What? Don't tell me you're trying to do the same thing again. You've had a 100% success rate up until now, right?
This is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is your head. Use your head to think about how to return the money you borrowed from your in-laws.
You're making a fool of me. Just you wait. So, are we having lunch with the mom group next time? I haven't been invited yet.
Jessica, you're having a hard time repaying your in-laws, right? Are you okay? That's why I didn't dare to invite you.
Don't say that. You're just trying to exclude me from the group.
That's not true.
But all the other mom friends were invited.
If you really want to join, it's fine. But can you afford it? It's a fancy restaurant this time, so I don't think we can cover the expenses for you.
Oh, I heard that you were going to a fancy restaurant.
Are you thinking like last time to hijack our reservation? Don't cause any more trouble for your family. Your in-laws already said they can't help you next time.
I don't intend to cause trouble for my family. You can relax. I'm not that stupid.
But you're thinking of doing something stupid again, right?
I don't know about that, Patricia. If you apologized and paid for my lunch, I will forgive you.
Apologize? I don't have anything to apologize for, do I?
You haven't learned your lesson at all. In that case, there's nothing I can do.
Wait a minute. Don't cause any more trouble for others. I'm getting angry now, too.
Go ahead and get mad all you want. I'm also quite furious with you. Well, I'm looking forward to that day. This time was a great success. The high-end French restaurant that you guys booked for lunch, I ended up taking it.
Too bad. We went to the restaurant yesterday.
What? But the reservation was definitely under the name Johnson, right?
I knew you were going to take advantage of it, so we left the reservation as is, but changed the date. The meal was only for one person. Don't you think that was a little suspicious?
I thought the restaurant was being considerate and accommodating the rest of the guests later.
You're always so scheming. I think you know what I mean. You're going to have to pay for that meal on your own.
Ah!
The meal was only for one person, right? I think it was $100.
I didn't bring my wallet.
What?
I thought that if I had brought my wallet, you guys wouldn't have paid for me. So I didn't bring it on purpose.
What kind of logic is that? You're so shameless, it's impressive.
Don't be impressed. Help me.
You're asking the wrong person for help. You haven't learned your lesson, Jessica. You keep trying to bother us, Jessica.
But everyone always treats me like an outcast.
Like we said before, we didn't exclude you. We didn't invite you out of consideration. To be honest, we don't spend a lot of time thinking much about you. If it weren't for the money, we would have invited you.
You say you didn't think much of me, but behind my back, everyone is talking shit about me, aren't they? Even at yesterday's lunch, everyone was talking behind my back, right?
No, we weren't. Besides, we hardly even talk about you.
Even so, it's still annoying.
But now, everyone's getting excited to talk about you.
What? Are you with everyone now?
No, we're just chatting on the group chat. And of course, we're talking about the crap you've tried to pull off. Everyone is laughing.
They're talking shit about me, weren't they? Everyone's ganging up on me. It's all because of what you did, right?
I don't think you can blame us, right?
What? It's your fault, not mine. Take responsibility and pay for the meal.
Pay for what you ate yourself. We didn't know you would try and steal the reservation.
No way, no way, no way. That's a problem. If things stay like this, we'll be caught for skipping out on the bill.
So why not call someone for help?
That's why I'm asking you for help, Patricia.
You thought I would help you?
Because you're my friend.
I'm sorry, but I have no intention of helping you in the slightest. I think we should also stop associating with each other from now on.
What?
Isn't it obvious? Why should I be friends with someone who keeps causing us trouble and doesn't learn from their mistakes? By the way, the other moms are also cutting ties with you.
That's not true.
Everyone else in the mom group except me has blocked you. Did you not notice?
Now that you mention it, I noticed that there were some moms whose messages I hadn't seen marked as read yet.
Seems like they're more fed up than I was.
Oh no! Since you wouldn't help me, I was trying to reach out to one of the other moms for help.
I don't think anyone else will help you. Why don't you reach out to your family before the meal is over?
Patricia, I'll apologize for it this time. Can you lend me some money? I don't want the police to come or to let my family know.
Impossible. Sorry. I don't want anything to do with you either. If I lend you the money, I'll have to keep in touch until you pay me back. That's not something I want to do.
I'll pay you back right away, and then you can stop being friends with me. How about that?
No. All of this back and forth messaging is just a waste of time. I've already contacted your husband.
What? How did you get my husband's contact info in the first place?
Actually, after the other dinner fiasco the other night, your husband came over to my place to apologize.
Did he?
Jessica, I honestly explained the situation to your husband and in-laws.
That's because they hate lies the most. When my husband came to apologize, did you guys exchange contact information?
Yes. They also told me that if you caused any more trouble, then I was free to contact them. I didn't realize it would be so handy so soon.
Wow, I just got a call from my husband. It's true that you really contacted him.
That's great. Your husband must be pretty mad at you.
He's extremely angry. He said he's also going to let my parents know about this.
So you're definitely being shipped off to the faraway family shop, aren't you?
Why are you so happy about that?
If you go there, we won't have to see each other for a while, right?
Do you really hate me that much?
If I'm being honest, yeah, I dislike you.
That's an awful thing to say. This is too much.
You sowed the seeds yourself, didn't you?
Please tell my husband it's all a misunderstanding. I don't want to go to work at the lousy family shop.
No. And if your husband doesn't help you, I'll go to the police, okay? I think that would be more troublesome.
Please. If you want me to get down on my knees and beg, I'll get down on my knees. Please help me this time.
I don't need you to get down on your knees. I don't want you to apologize.
So how can you help me?
I don't know, since I don't have any obligation to help you.
Well,
I don't think we'll be seeing each other for a while. I'm going to block you.
Jessica, wait! You can't block me.
Good luck moving forward. After this communication, Jessica and I cut off all ties. Afterwards, her husband rushed to her side, and it seems like he took care of the payment. Then, as promised, Jessica was sent to work in her family shop far away to work and live. According to her husband, until the lent money from the in-laws is worked off and repaid, she won't be able to return. It seems like it'll be a while before Jessica returns from working. Now that the freeloading Jessica is gone, I can finally spend some quality time in peace with the other moms.